Hey guys, Carrie from the Real Estate Riches Club, and I want to thank you all for coming out to our meetup last month. So last month we talked about having laser focus in your business, focusing on one thing this year that is going to get you the results that you need to get. Now there's so many different acquisition strategies out there. You can do wholesaling, you can do lease option, you can do subject to, you can focus on quick cash, you can focus on the long-term growth in real estate. What is it that you need this year to succeed and to grow? So, for instance, if you need cash like you need oxygen, right? You're just starting out, you don't have a lot of capital, one thing you might focus on this year is wholesaling. If you're trying to retire more comfortably, you have a job right now, but you want to retire in the next 5 years, then you want to work on long-term holds. So that's what we talked about at the last meetup. This next meetup, we're going to be talking about intentional marketing. How can you be intentional in your marketing so that it moves you closer to your goal, your focus for this year? And this video, we're specifically going to talk about wholesaling. So if you want to focus on wholesaling this year, well, what is wholesaling and why would you want to focus on it? A lot of people start off with wholesaling because one, you're a beginner and wholesaling is very low risk. Two, wholesaling will give you quick chunks of cash quick. So if you need in your business more consistent income, quick chunks of cash so you can start to build up your real estate business, then wholesaling is the way to go. Well, how would we go about finding good wholesale deals? We want to be intentional with our marketing. Here's a couple of different ways that you can get good wholesale deals in your area. Now, I want to say this with marketing. Becoming intentional with your marketing, we're going to do the same thing we talked about in the last meetup, is focusing in on one thing and doing that one thing well, becoming an expert in that one thing. So if you want to focus on wholesaling, focus on one marketing channel before you move on to the next. There's so many different ways that you can market. There's so many different sellers that you can market to. It can get very overwhelming. So if you're just starting out with your marketing, focus in on one thing. So with wholesaling, here's a couple of different ways that you can wholesale. Now, wholesaling is buying properties at discounted prices, right? Or not buying them, getting them under contract for discounted prices, and then flipping that contract to your end buyer. So you're looking for discounted properties. And usually discounted properties are properties that need to be rehabbed. They have issues with them, or the seller is in a distressed situation, but they have to have equity in them. If you want to get a deal under contract at a discounted price, there has to be equity in the deal, or you won't be able to get it at the price that you need to get it at to wholesale it. So with wholesaling and marketing, we are looking for properties that, one, probably need repairs. Two, there's some kind of a distressed situation, which is why the seller needs to sell quickly and they'll be willing to sell at a discount. And three, the house has to have equity in it. So if you take these three things that make up a good wholesale deal, what are some of the areas that you could market to? I'm just going to name a few here. We're going to talk more about it at our next meetup. But you could focus on houses that have code enforcement liens, right, from your county. You could look for houses that have delinquent taxes. You could go driving for dollars looking for vacant houses. Okay? These are just like 3 examples of what might give you a good wholesale deal. Now, yes, I don't know if these have equity in them or not until we market to them, until that seller calls us. But this is a good way to start, because code enforcement usually means there's something going on with the house or there's something going on with the seller. Delinquent taxes, also something going on with the seller's situation where they can't pay the taxes. And typically, guys, what's crazy is people who fall behind on taxes usually have a lot of equity in their properties. Vacant houses, again, the house might have been inherited. It's sitting vacant. There's equity in that house. You want to get in hold of these kinds of sellers. So pick one strategy when it comes to wholesaling. Be intentional. What does a wholesale deal look like, and how am I going to market to those kinds of sellers? In the next video, we're going to talk about intentionally marketing for subject to deals. Stay tuned.